Yo. So today we're going to be ranking the Ace Attorney cases. Mind you, I haven't played all of them, um, but I am going to be ranking the ones I have played. So the first turnabout is fine. It's a good starting point. It really draws you in. Frank saw it as kind of a boring villain, but it's a great introduction to Mia and Phoenix. Winston Payne, solid first prosecutor. So yeah, Turnabout Sisters is incredible. It sucks that Mia had to die, but I think that Turnabout Sisters is one of the best cases in the series. It introduces Gumshoe, Maya, Miles, so many cool characters. Red White, I think, is he's also kind of basic, but he's a little bit more interesting than Frank, in my opinion, because Frank was basically just a petty thief who got caught, whereas Red is this like corrupt CEO with all this power and influence. The only downside for me is April May. She's kind of an annoying character. Not really a big fan of her, but other than that, solid. Turnabout Samurai is good. It's not quite as good as Turnabout Sisters. I do like the fact that we get to have a whole case where it's just Phoenix and Maya working together. And then, of course, Miles being a secret huge fan of the Steel Samurai is hilarious. I love that. This one is also incredible. Great conclusion to the original game. Manfred is he's such a wonderful bastard. Like, you just love to hate him. And the twist with Miles and the connection to his dad and the whole thing with Larry and Phoenix and them as kids, it was great, great, great. Um, Rise from the Ashes is good, but I don't think this is quite as good as these two. The thing that keeps me from putting it up here personally is its length. I think Rise from the Ashes is too long. The other cases, it took me about like 4 hours, I think, to finish each one of them individually. It, no joke, took me 7.5 hours to finish Rise from the Ashes. Now, the story is good. It is. I love Damon Gant as an antagonist. He's really interesting. All the supporting characters, I love Lana. Angel and Jake are both great. I wish it was a little bit more concise because I feel like it goes on for way too long. But yeah. The first case of the second game, I think it's fine. The amnesia plot twist is kind of, I don't really like amnesia as a plot point, to be honest. I do really like getting to see Winston again. Maggie is okay. She's kind of just like dollar store Maya. Um, and I think Wellington is another. He's kind of again a weak villain, but he's a starter villain, so he's not really supposed to be super complex. But yeah, this second case, Turnabout, I think it's Turnabout Reunion, if I remember correctly, is incredible. The twist with Maya's aunt is great. The connection that the victim Turner Gray has to Eenie Meenie and her sister is awesome. I mean, they're rehashing Maya being the one who's being blamed again, but at least they're doing it in an interesting way. So, and the introduction of Francisca as our new prosecutor is perfect. Love it. Turnabout Big Top, it's fine. It's one of those cases where it's like, it's not super good. It's the plot with Max and the ringmaster's daughter is kind of and the fact that like the acrobat guy and the puppet guy are also into her is also eh. Um, I think this one has a strong uh, middle case syndrome, which is something that comes up a lot in these kinds of games. You know, like in the Danganronpa series, the middle cases in all three games are kind of not great. Um, the last case of this game, however, is incredible. The return of characters like Larry, Wendy, and Will is great. Shelly the Killer is super intimidating, even if his name is ridiculous. The added like time limit of Maya being captured is so tense and so intimidating. Um, I love the twist with Matt Ungard and him turning out to be this just terrible human being that was manipulating Phoenix and Will. And the thing about like not actually having to prove his innocence, but having to essentially flip it and let him take the fall is just so good. I love it. I love it so much. This was actually a really good starter case. The twist of getting to play as Mia in the past was really good. Getting to see Phoenix in his younger days before he was a lawyer, solid. Dahlia is probably one of the best villains in the series, if not one. Well, no, I'd probably put her in like top three so far, based on what I've played. Um, yeah, solid. Love that. This one is also good. The introduction of Godot is obviously a huge plus. I love Godot. Um, and then the relationship between the Delight couple is solid. I love that. Luke Atme is a really fun one-off character. I love him a lot. Um, and then the thing of it starting out as like a theft and then the twist of it being a murder later on, like that a lot. This one is great. I love the twist of it starting out like, why is Phoenix acting so weird? What is going on? And he loses, and we get to see him lose to like the weakest prosecutor, which is Winston. And we see Winston again, and then the twist happens, and you realize it's not actually Phoenix; it's a fake pretending to be Phoenix. So the plot twist with Furio was really cool. At first I was disappointed because I was like, oh, we don't get to see Godot in this case. And then the plot twist happens and he comes in on the latter days to replace Winston Payne. And I was like, yes, thank goodness he's back. Um, and yeah, I just love this story a lot. This one is really solid. This is another solid one. Getting to finally delve into Godot's backstory as Armando and seeing him as Mia's co-counsel, getting to see Mia's very first case, getting to see the younger Miles, and just all of that was so good. So good. And then the bridge to the turnabout, that's incredible. I mean, come on. This case with Dahlia and being Iris, and then the whole thing with Curine Village being brought back, and the plot twists, the plot lines with Godot and Mia and the Faye family all intersecting, and then Dahlia being thrown back into the mix. And it's just the finale of the third game is incredible. And I'm not just saying that because Godot is in it, but that is a huge plus. That is a huge part of it. And yeah, that's actually it. I've only played the original trilogy so far. I have not played any of the Investigations games, any of the Great Ace Attorney games, and I haven't played the Apollo Justice trilogy yet. But I'm planning to. I have played the original trilogy though, and this is my ranking so far. I do know the general gist of the later games. I know a lot of characters from these games. Obviously, I know Apollo, I know Bobby, I know Athena, I know Clavier and Kristoff, and Shi Long Lang, Kay Faraday, Gavel. I know the plot twist with you getting to play as Miles' dad in the second game. But yeah, I haven't actually gotten to play them myself yet, so I'm going to wait on ranking those. But yeah, for now, this is my ranking of the original games cases. And yeah. Bye.